Hi everyone, and welcome to TWF um, Dynamite or Might. I, Michael Cole, with Tony Schiavone and with Taz. And today on Dynamite or Might, we're going to have a good show here today on Dynamite or Might. As you know, we're filming this from our new Reckoner, but for the same web shooter. So, anyway, we all know what happened yesterday on NXT, Michael Cole says. Becky Lynch became the TWF Allegheny Share fighter and then said that she wouldn't be lazy like she scared Melina Perez for being. But I don't think Melina Perez was being lazy, Michael Cole says. She had no running lead over when she was wrestling when she wasn't. We got that right, Tony Schiavone says. Becky Lynch, even though she could not win the TWF heavyweight winnings from Asuka, she chose to go after Melina Perez, but that was after Johnny Gargano hit Melina Perez from behind yesterday on NXT. Hey, Taz says, what I saw was that Becky Lynch beating Melina Perez. The Reckoning book will say so. It won't say, oh, Johnny Gargano struck Melina Perez from behind like a weakling, letting Becky Lynch beat her and becoming the new TWF Allegheny Share fighter. So it will not say that, Taz says. That's true, Michael Cole says. But Becky Lynch can't go around and behave, as if she did it all by herself. Because at the end of the day, we all know that that is not true, Michael Cole says. And here comes the TWF Allegheny Share fighter, Becky Lynch, the man, Michael Cole says. Well, I always wanted to know, Tony Schiavone says, why does she call herself the man for? Ric Flair got pissed off over her saying that and saying that he had the rights to it. So why does she call herself that, Tony Schiavone says. I don't know, Michael and Tony. I guess because she thinks she's the greatest, I guess she thinks calling herself, saying that she's the greatest or something. And that's why I guess she calls herself that. Beyond that, I don't truly know. Alright, everyone. Taz says, hi, everyone. It's your beloved TWF Allegheny Share fighter. And since I won it from that lazy Melina Perez, now you're going to see it on Raw a lot more times than you did when she won it. Now, I don't know what happened to Ric Flair. No one's seen him ever. No one saw him. No one saw him. After shit. That no one saw him after Drew McIntyre, Claymore kicked him. So now he's missing in work. But that's alright. Because I don't have to worry about him anymore as the first wicker of the toy wrestling gallery, or getting angry that I'm saying the man. And I did it all by myself. You should know, Becky Lynch, that I'm the one who hit Melina Perez from behind yesterday on NXT. So you should first, A, thank me for helping you, and 2, give me a match for the TWF Allegheny Share winnings. Because I think that's only the fair thing to do. Oh, so you think that I should give you You think that I should give you the rights to fight for my TWF Allegheny share winnings. I don't think so, Johnny Nergato. You can call yourself Johnny Wrestling all you want, but I'm not going to give you no shot. Hold it, Ric Flair might be missing in work, but that means I'm not missing in work. And the way I look at it is I think that, yeah, Johnny Nergato did help you yesterday on NXT, helped you beat Melina Perez. So I think it's only fair that you give him a match for the TWF Allegheny share winnings here today on Dynamite or Might. You can think whatever you want, but I'm not doing it. If you don't do it, Becky Lynch, I can smoothly take it off of you. Yeah, don't be smiling either, Johnny Nergato, because I wouldn't be giving it to you either after you struck Melina Perez from behind yesterday like a weakling. So, and this match will happen now. Annie Clifter says, Astronema will keep her oath. If you don't wrestle Johnny Nergato, you will be stripped of the TWF Allegheny share winnings. So, take it or leave it, man. Well, we heard from Astronema, the overseer of leadership of the Toy Wrestling Gathering, Annie Clifter, that, you know, we don't know what happened to Ric Flair. Hopefully we'll get him back someday. You know, Michael Cole says. Alright, well hopefully we do get him back, Tony Schiavone said, wherever he got put in this room somewhere. This match is for the TWF Allegheny share winnings. First, he is Johnny Nergato, and she is the TWF Allegheny share fighter, Becky Lynch. Well, sorry for that, Bert. First off, Taz says, sorry for that, Bert, but it happened. And Johnny Nergato, you know, coming after Becky Lynch with a hip toss and a body slam. And neither of these men or women or anyone to be on look, Michael Cole says. No, Becky Lynch stopped being anyone you could look up to or on look a long time ago. And so has Johnny Nergato. Or Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Wrestling, Tony Schiavone says. I don't understand, Taz says, why these two are wrestling or fighting anyway. I mean, yes, it's a fair thing to do, but Becky Lynch should have some time to rest, Taz says, between her match yesterday on NXT. Oh, so now it's going to be a double standard where Becky Lynch doesn't have scaves Melina Perez for not putting the belt on stake. It'll be alright if she does it. Oh, Johnny Nergato went right to the ring steeple. Becky Lynch, a clothesline, a closed stake, close row, a body slam. Here comes the manhandle slam on Johnny Nergato, Michael Cole says. Johnny Wrestling seems to be in a bind, Michael Cole says, but he is a former 3-time WWE NXT North Vinlander fighter. He is a former 1-time WWE NXT Tag Team fighter and a 2-time WWE Tag Team fighter so far. Tony Schiavone says, yeah, that is true. And Taz said he did a lot more things than what I did in my time in ECW and WWF and WWE and TNA and IW. So it's hard to pick who's going to win this. Oh, Johnny Nergato just took down Becky Lynch. And now Johnny Nergato's going up to the top steeple now. He's going to come off the top rope and down, Michael Cole says. Well, Taz says, here comes Stone Bottom, the bookend, the manhandle slam. Call it whatever you want to call it, Taz says. Same hold, and it's all the same. No need who's doing it. Well, that's right, Michael Cole said. At least you said something wise, Taz. And this seems to be over with here. 1, 2, 3. Ding ding ding. Here is ding ding ding. Here is your winner, and still the TWF Pennsylvania Reich fighter. Still the TWF Allegheny Share fighter, Johnny Nergato. Well, Johnny Nergato is still the TWF Allegheny Share fighter, and Becky Lynch beat Johnny Nergato here today on Dynamite for Mike. And one would say, Michael Cole says that Johnny Wrestling did not live up to, his name, Johnny Wrestling. Well, he kind of did, Tony Schiavone says. He kind of did live up to it. He was doing wrestling, he was doing fighting, whatever you want to call it. No, he didn't win the TWF Allegheny Share winnings, but it was still a good match. I tell you one thing right now, Michael and Tony. Becky Lynch is going to be the greatest TWF Allegheny Share fighter we ever seen. I don't think anyone else is going to doubt her greatness, Tao says. Well, I guess not, Michael Cole says. We're now going to take it away now to Gorilla Monsoon. Well, thank you, Michael Cole and Tony Schiavone. I'm going to be talking with Becky Lynch here today on Dynamite for Mike. Alright. You stand up. Alright, Becky Lynch. You had your match with Johnny Nergato here today on Dynamite or Mike, and somehow you thought it was unfair that you fought Johnny Nergato. First off, Gorilla Monsoon, it is unfair. Why did I have to put my strap-on bro here today? Because Astronema, the overseer of leadership, said so? That sucks. I scathed Melina Perez for not putting her strap-on bro. Yeah, you did, and then you didn't want to wrestle here today, but Astronema, well, she told you either you wrestle or you lose the TWF Allegheny Share winnings. Yeah, that's what happened. And I beat Johnny Nergato, or Johnny Wrestling, as everybody likes to call him. A knockoff of some football player called Johnny Football, whoever he is. I don't know, I don't care. But I'm the man, and I'll be one of the greatest TWF Allegheny Share fighters that there ever is. Well, Becky Lynch believing in her mind. Well, Becky Lynch believing in her mind that she'll be the greatest TWF Allegheny Share fighter. Back to you, Michael Cole and Tony Schiavone. Well, thank you, Gorilla Monsoon, for talking with Becky Lynch here today on Dynamite for Mike. And that's all the time we got here for Dynamite or Mike. I, Michael Cole, with Tony Schiavone and with Taz. We hope you like Dynamite or Mike, and we'll see you tomorrow for Impact or Hit.